We can get started a few minutes early. That's okay. Dive right on in. Keep fighting our way through Egypt. Come on, stream. There we go. Alright, our quest continues. Our Titanic quest. Our legendary Titanic quest. Titanic quest of legendary proportions, or vice versa. Legendary quest of Titanic proportions. There we go. I remember how to play. Alright, so back to Giza. We finished everything in Giza. We just have to get through that cave that connects us to the other main quest. We can also go through the other gate in Memphis. I'm just gonna do it this way. So then I'll just backtrack to Memphis, and then the next main quest after this one is there. There's the third gate we have to go through, so I think this is the most expedient route if I want to map everything out. And if I don't want to, because there's another, I think, waypoint or teleporter at the end of this passage as well. That could just be a Giza. Which would mean that going the other way first before going to Giza is the faster route. You really can't check your character sheet while you're... Okay. While the game's paused like that, that's weird. Alright, so I didn't know that. I just recently thought about this. The pierce resistance stuff that I get from this one skill tree, because when I was explaining it to somebody, I think last stream, I was like, it's weird that it's connected to Onslaught, these passives here. So they're only active while Onslaught is active. I just realized I'm in Legendary, and I'm just now figuring that out. So I actually have more piercing resist than I thought, because it was 28, so... So which skills is that? So physical resist and pierce resist. That's for enemies. And then a movement speed and attack speed, also while Onslaught is active. Hey, what's going on, man? Welcome to the stream. Good evening to you as well. Uh-oh, come on, game. Seriously, performance. I feel like every difficulty, the performance gets a little worse. Maybe that's part of the difficulty curve, is the stuttering.
Good to meet you.
Once there were...
Alright, so here's the other portal.
It's true that things are bad. Weapon, goodbye.
Alright, so what's this quest? Find defeat Isnu, or Isnu. Okay, we can handle that. If nothing else, we're really good at finding and killing things. Yeah, their shoulders are hunched. I noticed that too. And like, there were the NPCs walking behind my characters in today's episode. They were just like lurking around. I thought they were gonna walk up behind us and turn into Sorax. It's like they're in permanent like stock mode. Or it's raining outside and we just can't see it. Alright, we're in a little bit of trouble here. I think we'll be okay. Yeah, the game definitely has some goofiness to it, but again, mechanically the game it's brilliant, so it's alright. I mean, like big games, even like Dragon Age and Mass Effect, the character movements are a little weird. I was kind of like extraordinarily stiff, especially with like the budget of the studio and stuff. Like they just, I don't know. There's such a focus on the companions and the characters. It's weird that they don't fix that stiffness. Even Inquisition had it, and I assume that Dragon Age 4 is going to have it too. So. I was thinking damage over. That's right. They probably do poison damage. There are scorpions, so. And the dialogue, like the story dialogue, is lackluster, but like some of the dialogue between companions is hilarious. And the voice acting itself is really well done, even if like the writing itself isn't very strong. The voice actors did a good job. I've been thinking about the soundtrack a lot too. The soundtrack, I think, is actually really strong. At first I felt it was a little generic, but thinking about it, I actually hear a lot of like influences from other RPGs in it. I don't know if that was intentional or not, but I hear like, you know, the original Dark Alliance soundtrack when you're in the Elf Song Tavern. I hear a little bit of like Baldur's Gate in it too. And a lot of these older games, like nostalgia, I have a nostalgia filter when I listen to them, so I'm like, oh man, these songs are really good. So I think Solast's soundtrack is better than I initially thought, and I've had time to actually sit and process it. It's really good. Like the main menu music and the Kara Kiflin music. Haven't really had a chance to take it in combat. Haven't really paid attention to it then, but some of the other soundtracks are really strong. I just don't have that nostalgia factor, you know, making it better than what it actually is. Yeah, and I don't know if you just mean like the layout, but also like the aesthetics. The aesthetics in a lot of the areas are really well done. Though some of the areas are like really obvious in how they're set up for certain quests. Like they don't feel fluid enough, but some of the areas do feel really good. Or look really good. But I feel like Karalem is a little too segmented, like you know where like each quest is gonna take place. Kind of like you're looking at a tabletop game, which is fine because I mean that's I think what they were going for. But it's one of those things that I think like the 2D backgrounds, like the painted backgrounds, excel at, and like 3D backgrounds, it's a little harder to get right. cat's already... I just fed him. I fed him an hour early since the Mrs. isn't here. He's already asking for food. Well, he could be asking to come to the office, but he can't do that because we have a bunch of packing stuff in here that he's not allowed to chew on. And he will chew on it. He likes plastic and he likes adhesive. The sticky side of tape and, I guess that's really it. He just likes the tape. And envelopes. He'll like envelopes too. Hey, welcome to the stream, Arda. I feel like I recognize the name Arda, but I couldn't tell you from what. It's from a, I feel like Arda's from a video game. I'm thinking Final Fantasy. But don't quote me on that. No, I am not. I'm actually playing a DPS. I'm playing a Berserker, is what the class is actually called. It's a mix of two classes. So the Warfare Mastery. So in this game, you pick two masteries. You pick one at the start, then at level 7, you pick your second. There's a handful of them. If you're familiar with Grim Dawn, it's similar to that. I'm playing like a dual wield physical damage dealer with the Warfare Mastery. That's my primary. And then Rune Mastery is also a kind of a dual wield class, but it also syncs well. Every class works well with other classes. It's something that's really well done in this game. Like you can combine any two classes and it's viable. But there's like skills like Reckless Offense that stack well with the dual wield Warfare Mastery. A few other things. Lost my train of thought a little bit. But yeah, it's a Berserker class. Rune Mastery is actually new. It was added in like 2016, 2017. So. Darn it, yes. Oh, that's embarrassing. I'm actually really good at my Lord of the Rings lore. And I let that slip. Oh man, shame on me. Yeah, there's not really a paladin class in the game. Healing, I think, is only limited to like the nature class, off the top of my head. There might be like other life draining abilities. But the only heal that I know off the top of my head is the nature mastery. Which I did play before. First time I played through it was the dual wield, the Warfare Mastery with the nature. Which all I did was use the healing. Use it a whole lot actually. And now, I'm a big fan of like Norse mythology and Norse things, so when Ragnarok came out, it's like, oh, I gotta play with the Rune Mastery because it's new. Oh, that's right, this guy's also part of the, he's one of the hidden bosses. I think he spawns on Epic. The Hydra's the only one that's limited to Legendary difficulty. Yeah, there's not a good paladin class in the game. Otherwise, I'd probably be playing that. There is a defensive mastery tree, which I guess if you combine that with nature for the heal, use a sword and board, or club and board, or you know whatever in board. There's a bunch of like magic classes. You have earth magic. Think is water magic its own thing. I know there's lightning, spirit, and dream. Marksman. At least I was right. I did recognize Arda from something. Yeah, just one of my favorite fantasy universes. That's all. No big deal. Bloodthirst of the Glutton and Necklace of Harmonia. Alright, a couple new items to look at. Bloodthirst of the Glutton. That's a shield, isn't it? Yeah. It looks really cool. I like the face. Then we got Necklace of Harmonia compared to our Polaris. So let's see. Bleeding resist, lightning resist, burn retaliation, elemental damage, 22 elemental damage, minus recharge and energy cost. 20% chance of 40 reduced resistance for 3 seconds. Memphis, man, how's it going? How you been? Yeah, it's about time for my annual rewatching of it. I think that the Lord of the Rings trilogy is just a cinematic masterpiece, and really no film up to date has met my expectations. Though I will say that the Green Knight that comes out later this month looks fantastic. I'm really excited for it. Alright, so I get Pierce Resist, Elemental Resistance across the board. Poison Resistance, which I really need, so I am probably going to get this. I need Poison Resist really bad, especially before Act 4. Life Leech, 19% of attack damage converted to health. Ooh. 400 health, and then minus 3 health regeneration per second. What? The 99 energy. I don't need the energy, but the rest of it sounds pretty good. I think this is an upgrade. I lose damage? Wait, what sort of damage does this give me? Oh, the elemental damage. I think I need the defensive stats more, though. Like, it's not a whole lot of damage that I'm losing. I do lose bleed resist, but I get a bunch of elemental resistances, and I need that going forward. I've died a handful of times. I think... let's see. I want to say I've died 12 times. So not too bad. So I think it was at 196 when I started. So a lot better than I was expecting. Considering like the normal... oh, I guess normal difficulty was the hardest for me, but... everything's starting to pan out now. Now that my build's starting to come together. Had what recorded? All my Titan Quest stuff is on the channel. I'll go back and look. I think I looked after I died for the first time. So I died to a bunch of skeletons in Act 1. Like, very early on. There's a lot of pierce damage going my way. So I can go back, because I think... I do check it, I think, in the first stream. I wouldn't mind, like, categorizing it per difficulty, which I guess would probably be asking too much, but... hey, the Hydra is still the greatest creature we killed. He did do a lot of damage. Yeah, because I was going to do a head count. I didn't realize the game actually counted it when I started. Still a lot about this game I don't know, despite playing on Legendary. And doing pretty well, so. If I can do it, anybody can do it. That's the lesson here. I'm taking so much less damage from these guys now. That necklace is a boon. This is great. So I should prioritize Pierce Resistance. Ranged enemies are the ones that give me the most trouble, since I have to run them down. Alright, so that's the way forward. Let's go back. Finish mapping out this area first. And I have a lifesteal, which is really nice. 19% lifesteal. I did miss the sound of the elemental damages off my weapons. The sustain is great. I'm gonna try not to pop a potion here and see if I can come out on top. Oh yeah, this necklace changed the game for me quite a bit. Mysterious tomb. Alright, we'll go check it out. Oh, let's take care of this thing first. The dark obelisks will not stop spawning. I'll pop that when I go through that big door. Not stop spawning enemies until you destroy it. Alright, I'm gonna pop a potion. I was kind of a little close there. I really hope I could just sustain up that lifesteal. But I do lose out on my natural health regen. A little bit. It's not a huge deal. Just keep on running. So it actually might make sense to push forward first instead of mapping out the whole thing. Because if I map out the whole thing, it's going to eventually take me back to Memphis, not Memphis.
This cannot be over.
Was it because of you? Come on. Snare lasts forever, jeez. That's always satisfying. As soon as they run up to you in a group and you just immediately stun all three of them. Especially considering the stun is a % chance to proc, it's not guaranteed. Would be nearly as satisfying if that was the case. But I think I turn this quest in? I think I do. Yeah. So run all the way around and finish mapping out around the village real fast.
Once I went into you found the treasure in that tomb. I should have had that treasure.
Oh, boo-hoo. There he is.
Isnu, the dude, I've had my doubts.
100,000 casual experience. No big deal.
Yes?
Let's sell some of these energy potions since I'm not going to use them.
Please you.
Alright, works for me. No, that's not what I'm doing. Have to push forward. Man, look at all that healing. Jeez, get so much healing off my special attacks. Alright, just tuck that Eye of Chaos in our pocket and go on about our business. I guess we don't have pockets, do we? Alright, I just need to find a wall and hug it all the way around, make sure I map everything out. Just running through the center blindly like this, that's not smart. What's up, buddies?
You're the one from Greece, aren't you?
How could you guess? I don't know, I really haven't paid attention to the story in this game. I don't know what these things are supposed to represent throughout the game. Is it just like chaos in the land? Because you see them a lot, like the Beastmen camps set up around them. I assume it just represents some sort of chaos or corruption that's happening because they're trying to bring the Titan back. Like the Telkeens are behind it somehow. But I honestly have no idea if it's ever even discussed in the lore or not. Alright, another mysterious tomb. I'll worry more about looting after my experience run wears off. Let's get as much experience as we can out of these guys in the cave. Then more about the chests and the bone piles. Assume the big guys are worth more. Come on, kill them all before it wears off. It's almost there. Okay. Alright, it's gone. Oh, almost killed them all before it wore off. This whole other corner. Never mind. We got the hero, so that's all that matters. That's where the big XP is at. Alright, how far off course is it going to take me? I'm going to circle back up this way. I don't want my backtracking to take me too far. Too far back. This build is getting pretty satisfying to play. Marrow Maw. Oh, sorry, I must let you guys get away. Not today. I feel which attack that is. I think it's the first one that I unlocked, so it has to be, I think, Hugh? Yeah. There's a lot of Hughs in a row. That's what I thought, but I'm pretty sure Hugh in another game is like a AoE attack, so. Get it confused a little bit. Then there's also like the Hugh that I
carry
think
anymore.
is a crowd control. Alright, we get rid of this epic stuff, get rid of that, get rid of that. Garbage, garbage. Garbage and garbage. We also don't need that. We'll take that. Don't need epic stuff anymore, we're beyond that. We've transcended to legendary. I do, the storage is full of a bunch of other junk that I need to go through and get rid of. Mostly, like, epic tier artifacts. Not artifacts, what are these darn things called? Charms. Epic and normal, I need to get rid of those. It just takes a lot of time, and I'm not gonna use most of the stuff anyway. Like, I don't need to even pick it up at this point. I just kind of use whatever I find as I go, so. Now, there are a few items I want, because I found a recipe that I really want to use, but I have to grind out a bunch of other stuff in order to use it, and I'm probably just not going to do that. This is like a straight playthrough. There's not any grinding that I'm really doing. Unless you include or count killing everything you come across as grinding. Hey, welcome to the stream, the Cheese Wizard. But there's a... Oh, I lost my train of thought. It's been happening to me a lot lately. I've just been very tired lately. Alright. Oh, hello there. Alright, so she dropped something. It's having trouble landing on the ground. Oh no! Oh, okay, it's just this piece of garbage. It didn't matter after all that. You mean just shattering the glass and holding the lid? Or all the pickles end up on the floor because of how he opens up chests. I wouldn't put the chests on him. I think the chests are all just spring-loaded. It was all the craze at this time, so whenever you open up a chest, it just slings everything everywhere. I mean, we kind of do that now, don't we? Like, we go to open it up, it's like, oh, our hand's slippery, so you grab a rag and you try and do it. That doesn't work, so you use your shirt. That doesn't work. You tap on it with, I don't know, a knife or something after that. It's the same thing, you're just building up your stacks. Then you try it again, and it's like, oh, hey. Or someone else tries it for you, they open it up, say, oh, well, I loosened it for you. Also, I don't think this guy would have any trouble considering his absurd strength score. 885. In the traffic. Back over it in the driveway. I think my favorite part about opening up a jar of pickles is like the pure determination and stubbornness that comes with it. Like other people come up and offer to help me, like no. I will open up this jar. It doesn't have to be pickles, it can be whatever. So I will open this up, or I will die. Now, those are the only two options at this point. You see that a lot with cannon plugs on the aircraft I used to work on. And some of them are like corroded or just like really awful spots, and they're just super hard to get off. Like some of them are 128 pin connectors, so they're pretty bulky. So I'm really good at taking lids off things because of that. I've got a lot of hand strength. So we go out there. I think people were going Super Saiyan on the flight line. All the yelling that was going on, people trying to take off cannon plugs. Then of course there was always the screwdriver tap, but you're not supposed to do that. And cannon plug pliers, but all those were stripped, so. They weren't much good. Alright guys, take care of it for me. I'll just stand in here while they kill everything, hopefully. Whoops, I guess I got hit by that poison. Wasted my Sacred Rage cooldown. Actually, what is the cooldown for Sacred Rage? It seems like it goes off every time. Maybe it doesn't have a cooldown. So it looks like just whenever your health drops below 40%. Let me just double check that. Make sure I didn't miss it. Yeah, I don't see actual cooldown for it, so hey. Guess I didn't waste it. Check out the Sacred Rage sound, because I have an ability that pops when I hit low health. Or is there... Maybe there's another sound that I just don't remember. Because I've had Sacred Rage for so long. Also, all this lifesteal, I might really don't have to worry about going low health very often. I was worried about having to start buying potions. I think I've nipped that in the bud. Oh, is it? Okay, I gotta pay more attention because I've just. Oh, let's see. Let's let them do some damage to me. Let's draw some more enemies over here. Okay, yeah. I recognize it now. I'm just usually panicking by that point. Yeah, it is a good sound. I think a lot of things in this game sound really good. A lot of the attack designs and stuff, like, just sound really satisfying. All my dual wield abilities when they proc sound really good. Don't hear a lot of it because, you know, I just run around and attack things, but on occasion. Alright, we made it back to Memphis. Let me turn in this quest. I think I did all the side quests, right? Yep. On to the next.
The Eye of Chaos and the Hand of Balance. They combine to form the Scepter of Eternity, an artifact of great power. Now, let us make haste and perform the ceremony. Why,
yeah.
This can...
I've heard it all before. Seriously, having this lifesteal just feels so good. So unless I get one shot, I should be okay. So I wonder if I do get one shot, if Sacred Rage will proc and potentially keep me alive. Because Sacred Rage does give you some damage absorption when it procs. So I wonder if you get one shot, if your health just immediately disappears, or if it technically it counts down past the Sacred Rage threshold and activates before you die. So I don't know if Sacred Rage will actually proc before you immediately get bursted down. I assume that it doesn't. Like, it'll proc as you die. But the game won't sit there and, like, wait for your health to count down so you can use Sacred Rage. Or, like, apply its damage reduction into your death. So I wonder if these crocodile men, if they have a standing army, or if we're just slaughtering their entire population as we go through and kill everything. Based on the note we found from the archer, it's just the men that are fighting, unless like it's a all-female race. So I assume it's not the whole population, but even then, I mean, if we're just destroying all the men, we're driving them to extinction one way or the other, so it doesn't matter. Unless they're like orcs and they spawn from fungus. That's a whole nother beast. Very sad small cave. Is that really it? Huh. Oh, thank goodness for the extra pierce resist we got off that necklace. Yeah, it's super easy to zone out and just start hacking through everything. I think that's another good sign of a good ARPG. Depending on the type of ARPG that it is, but like ARPGs like this, like the I don't know. It feels good. You just zone out, hack through everything in front of you, and just keep on going. I keep doing it. That. Imagine how terrifying it would be to live here. I mean, look at the size of all these insects. I don't think we've seen any regular sized insects. They've all been giant monstrosities. A lot of these fantasy games, like they really put humanity at the bottom of the food chain. Any sort of like semi-sentient creature can wield weapons and armor, and all the insects and everything are the size of people at the very minimum. Well, I'm basing it off the fact they just kind of march into me one by one and I just murder them, but... If I was using like semi-sentient as like a baseline, you know, semi-sentient and fully sentient, just anything semi-sentient and above, you know? Not gonna back me into a corner. And what's on thin ice is the populations of all these monsters I'm slaying. And I cut through an entire Beastman army earlier. For the third time. This is the third difficulty I've played. This poor guy's never had a chance. Yeah, he's really good at it. If you've been watching, he knows what he's doing. Occasionally, you know, he does get overwhelmed, usually by stupid archers. You know what? Actually, yeah, archers. The archer units are semi-sentient. They're not allowed to be fully sentient because they're archers. Is it stealing if they're not alive to claim it? Yes, I mean I do think it's still stealing, but is it really? Well, we don't know what the laws are of the land. Maybe in this world, it's, you know, if you kill them, you're entitled to their belongings. So it does rightfully become mine according to law. Or maybe, like, as I kill them, they whisper in my ear, "Hey, you can have all my stuff." Like, we don't know. Well, in my defense, they are attacking us. They are the aggressors in this conflict. Except for like on the you know occasion where I walk into a cave where they're just hanging out. I can assume that they're up to no good in those caves because you know they are waging war on humanity everywhere else.
You can't carry anymore.
I'm just saying we don't know all the facts, okay? It may or may not be stealing. The killing is self-defense since they are waging war on humanity. I mean, a lot of them do look alike, yeah. Yeah. Like... yeah, those two look alike. Well, I'm just saying... everything's up in the air. Alright, we don't know. We don't know the situation. We're not on the ground here. We're not listening to them talk. We're not listening, you know. We don't know the laws. I think I'm in the clear. I don't know, the gods are on my side. I mean, Zeus congratulates me at the end, which, I mean, he's not really the best standard to hold myself to, but he does say good job. And then we kill his brother, so. We don't know if he's homeless. That's an unknown. He comes from somewhere. Did you steal my energy? What a jerk. Hey, we got new armor.
You can't hold anymore.
Of course I can't hold it. Let's drop this. What do we got? Alright, versus the crystalline armor. So cold resist, lightning resist, 50% chance of 79 cold retaliation, 46% energy regeneration, and +3 to energy shield. Do I have an energy shield for Root Mastery? I thought that was... we have energy armor, not energy shield. Yeah, I don't know what energy shield belongs to. So either way, this might be a straight upgrade. It's the same armor, actually. It's both 424. Requires more strength and is a higher level requirement. So let's see, 40 pierce resist, really good. 35% elemental resist. Plus 20% physical damage, plus 20% pierce damage, plus 20% health regeneration, plus 65 defensive ability, plus 16% attack speed, and plus, or 6% chance to avoid projectiles. That is just a fantastic piece of armor. Only my pierce resist. Oh, I needed that. And my damage goes back up. Even better. Alright, what to get rid of? Don't need that. Don't need that, don't need that. I like spectral matter was good. Energy leech, no, that's garbage. Alright, let's go. I'm a huge fan of the way the armor looks, though. Maybe I had different boots on, because I have pirate boots on currently, and they're not, and they are Blackbeard's booties. It just doesn't look great. I mean, the armor itself does look fine. Doesn't look good with everything else that I have on. Well, I'm just saying, there's a lot of unknowns. You're assuming that you know that he doesn't have a home, that he's a hobo. At the very least, he is Greek, and he's fighting for his homeland. That door does not look like wood. Oh yeah, it does. I guess it has wood, like, trimmings.
That which they call it, I don't know where Nebkemi went after me.
The corrupted priest. So this seems like the way forward, right? Yeah, it's definitely the way forward. Oh, I like his setup, his axe and stuff. It looks really cool. Is he holding? He's holding two weapons in one hand, isn't he? That looks like a sword, like jutting out of the axe. Yeah, there's definitely some clipping there. That guy's dual wielding and using a shield. Oh, can't go that way. Okay. Did I grab this? I did. Oh, jeez. That's a lot of damage. Sitting there watching my health go back and forth between losing it and gaining it from my lifesteal, and then it all disappeared. Alright, undead, let's dance. So there's a boss over here. Yep. I don't actually know what this red buff is. I assume it's just like a general like damage buff. But the other guy, the captain, casts like some sort of yellow aura. I think that was maybe like an attack speed buff, maybe? I think that's Rally that he cast. Which, if I finish the one artifact I want to finish, I will also have that ability. Then I'll be able to see what it does. So right now I have no idea. No, run. I got stuck. I couldn't move. Well, add another death to the list, or to the count. I thought I'd put my banner down in there because they had two those like sorcerer guy. I don't remember what they're called. They do a lot of damage. I was like, maybe I should put down a banner, and then I didn't because I got to him immediately, and then I died anyway. I didn't kill him. Ooh, potion. Well, that was a close call again. Alright, run. Run, run, run. Look at him, guys. These darn archers, man. Well, it's not the archers themselves, it's the poison damage. I'll have a lot of poison resist still. I think it's still like negative something percent. So in the negatives, right? Yeah, so -8. So I still need to be careful around it. You can boo whatever you want, Matthew. Whatever you want. Deaths are bad, so I mean, that'd be a good start. Alright, he's part of his side quests. That's done. Alright. Let's go turn this in. I think he's in the last town, right? He has to be. Oh, it's Thebes. I realized we went to Thebes.
You found that
Your
rune.
inventory is full.
Yeah, I don't want your garbage staff anyway. But thank you for the experience. Alright, so I think we're going to wrap up Act 2 fairly shortly. We're in the last stretch. And I guess when we finish that, I'll probably call it a stream, depending on where it's at. I aim to finish it this stream. Then we'll go into Act 3 in the next one. It's a good stopping point, I think. I feel like I've had that thought in this act before, and it ends up going further than I remember. Or going on longer than I remember. We'll see. Also, I am very appreciative that a game like this old, has animation canceling. It's like, sometimes when I go to cast the banner, like that, by accident, I can cancel it. A lot of games today don't even have that. It doesn't go in cooldown or anything. I know some games have channeling and you can cancel it, but like, thinking of like Biomutant, how you can't, when it first released you could animation cancel, they've added it since, but it's super frustrating. I guess it's not really so much animation canceling as like just canceling an ability. But still. Deathwing helmet. That's the wrong franchise. Oh, better chance to dodge attacks though. I like my bonus to Rune of Life because I use that on a regular basis, so. This is Mortal Kombat. This will be going a little differently, I think. Saying that because these guys remind me a lot of Reptile. And he is one tough cookie. Okay, can I get into this from this area? Do I have to? No. Let me go into that at all, in fact. I don't know who all is a 40k fan in the chat currently, but they're releasing a book called The Wolf Time, or just Wolf Time, which is when Lehman Russ is supposed to come back. Now, supposedly that series doesn't have anything to do with that, but if they're calling a book The Wolf Time, then that tells me that there's at least going to be a hint at, to him coming back. Which I'm really so excited about because I'm a Space Wolves fan. Another amulet. Oh yeah, yeah. Well, I'm not talking about that. Still like the lore. Don't have to like their business practices. Alright, so armor protection, pierce resist, bleeding resist, elemental resist. So less resistances across the board, but I get more health regen, more health. 2% skill disruption protection, 20% stun resist. It's like just overall more resistances, isn't it? I lose some damage though. Yeah, I'm gonna keep the Necklace of Harmonia. Yeah, I don't know how it's gonna go, honestly, because I don't think he's gonna come back as violent. I think, honestly, if like they brought the lion back, there'd be more conflict. I think Russ is gonna be a little more, I don't know, laid back. Because they're hinting at Constantine Valdor in the other series as the King in Yellow. Sorry for those spoilers. I'm talking spoilers if you haven't read the books, but and Russ and Valdor are connected through the metaphysical spears, so they have to be working towards something. Yeah, the space. Well, yeah. I mean, they're the least compliant, but Russ himself is. He was becoming more level-headed towards the end of the heresy. Oh, that's right. This is the place I have to go through all these darn tombs. All right, we'll start with this one. I don't think he really hates Gellerman. I don't think there's ever been like any actual like enmity between the two, besides the whole Legion thing, breaking up the Legions, which he just didn't do. Now, granted, they did try a successor chapter for the Space Wolves, and it fell apart because they have the Curse of the Wolfen. Despite being the executioner, he didn't really do a lot of executing. I mean, he broke someone's back. And he could have killed Horus. But he hesitated. Oh yeah, absolutely belligerent. I mean, he's got to keep up appearances after all. That's speculation. I don't think there's ever been any evidence of that. Because there was like a quote saying, I mean, I know that there's a lot of like lore inconsistencies, but there's like a quote saying the first like, what's it called? The Night of the Wolf? When he fought Angron, it was like the first time Astartes had actually killed each other. But then again, there was also that the mind wipe that had gone around to the Primarchs where they couldn't remember the two lost Primarchs. So I guess, you know, if that happened, maybe he didn't remember. But supposedly the first killing of Astartes was when he fought Angron, and the War Eaters and Space Wolves duked it out. But either way, I don't think there's going to be a lot of conflict between him and Guilliman if he comes back. I think the Lion would probably have more conflict than Russ. Not saying that they won't create conflict. I'm sure that they will. You know, just for the sake of pushing a narrative forward. Because it's, you know, it's grimdark. It's not... Everything works out, so... Was that before that? I know that they fought, but I didn't know if that was before Angron and... Yeah, I remember. I didn't know which one came first chronologically. Which makes sense because their dueling tradition, I think, started during the Heresy and like became established during the Heresy before. So I guess that would make sense. A little rusty. I haven't done a lot of reading lately. I need to catch back up on it. By the way, excited for the Space Wolf stuff. Big Space Wolf fan, though I would prefer if Guild Wars. If Games Workshop would start leaning more towards the Viking side of it and not the Wolf side of it. I mean, you still have the Wolfen, obviously. I mean, it's a cool quirk to have, like the Curse of the Wolfen, but it's just a little too woofy. Though I feel like there are easier Primarchs to bring back, but I think with Baldur coming back, or at least coming, like being a major player in some of the other books, or at least hinted at. He doesn't actually appear in it, as far as I know. I don't know, it makes sense for us to come back next with everything else that's going on. But I think like the Lion or Vulcan would probably be easier to like bring back in the story. Or in the setting, I guess. Yeah, I'm still a fan of fantasy, and I'm glad that, you know, Creative Assembly took up the mantle and is doing a fantastic job with those games. So I played that Age of Sigmar game, and I don't know, just like... I need to go back and listen to the lore, because I still don't know anything about the lore just from playing that. But they pick up a lot of lore in it. Oh, Gorgon's Edge. It's a thrown weapon.
You can't carry anymore.
Probably not going to use it, but I can carry it around at least. So let's see. How big is it? Yeah, that's what I figured. Alright. Let's get back to town real quick. I'm not going to leave any purple items behind if I can help it. Yeah, I mean, just playing through the one Age of Sigmar game I played, they basically turned fantasy into 40k, because 40k is more successful. Like, the Stormcast Eternals or Space Marines. The same things. So,
Storage? Caravan storage?
alright, get rid of some of this stuff. Epic stuff. How do I... Let's rearrange this. Alright, so I don't want to get rid of any... Well, I need to get rid of these epic stuffs. So we'll get rid of all the epic things. We'll keep the embodiment. What are these called? Relics. We'll get rid of all the epic charms, because we have outgrown those. I have all these spell pieces, too. I don't need this. Why am I holding on to that?
Your goods
There we
are
go.
safe with us.
Made some progress. Well, some people like it. I mean, I'll give it a chance, but I don't know, just based on like the aesthetics of the units, I'm just like, this is just 40k in fantasy. I don't know, and I like a lot of the speculation and stuff that takes place in some of the settings, so like, no one really knew what happened to Sigmar. He's worshipped as a god, and sometimes people were empowered by his power, but we didn't know what happened to him. Then they made him like an actual like tangible being in Age of Sigmar. And I think the ambiguity really helps the setting. That's why I don't think we'll ever get, or we should never get, a solid answer to what happened to the two lost Primarchs. Like that should remain a mystery. The ambiguity adds to the setting, adds to the mystery. And even if they ever answered it, like it's never gonna be like truly satisfactory, you know? And no matter what they do with it, if they decide, hey, you know, Russ did kill both of them, people are gonna be upset about that. Yeah, they were safe while they were still with them until, you know, they got taken away. But there are a couple things I do like about the setting that I learned from playing the game. Well, I knew this beforehand. Like Stormcast Eternals, every time they die, they keep coming back, but they do lose a piece of themselves every time they do it, which is very reminiscent of the Saints in 40k as well. So, oh man. Chakra of the Moon. It's thrown. I don't need it, but I'll take it. So, mediocre sci-fi? That's what I get out of that. Oh, a bunch of these guys. These guys are pretty tough. Oh, I take that back. They weren't that tough. I don't know, it seems like a lot of people aren't happy with the a lot of the lore directions that they've been taking, like 40k and stuff. I mean, not talking about Age of Sigmar because I don't know a lot about it. But I think that's always the case. Some people are gonna like it, some people aren't. I haven't read a lot of the stuff yet. I need to. I want to. When I have the time and the willpower to read some more, then I'll get around to it. So I've heard a lot of like critiques about like Godblight, things like that. But either way, I'm excited. If Russ comes back, I'm gonna be stoked because that's he's my favorite. Yeah, I feel like keeping another really easy one to bring back as well. I mean, most of the loyalists would be easy to bring back. Well, I guess, and the traders, and you know, considering their current status. But yeah, Khan would be cool. I'm glad they gave him a lot more growth in the Horse Heresy books as well, because like the White Scars just didn't have a lot of lore beforehand. Like there's an omnibus for like every other legion except for the Scars. I think maybe there was one. I'm trying to remember now. I remember seeing Scars books. I don't remember if there was an omnibus for it or not. Yeah, that's actually, I'm more interested in that than I am the Lion. Because there's an excerpt from, I think, a more recent story where a demon ran across them and was afraid of them. Like there's a demon that infiltrated, was it a changeling or shapeshifter or something? They infiltrated the rock and he ran across them and he was immediately terrified. Like that's been one of those things ever since I read. Oh, which which one was it? Which Horus Heresy book was it that introduced the Dark Angels? Was it Angels of Darkness or something? Something like really on the nose. I remember the cover of the book. I just don't remember the name of it. But anyway, they introduced in that. I think that's the first time I was introduced to them in the lore as well. It's actually a pretty good book. A lot of the early Horus Heresy books are really good. I can't vouch for some of the later ones because I stopped reading, I think, at... Where did I stop reading? I think it was Deliverance Lost. I read that one, and then I stopped for school. I haven't really picked it back up. I have more than that, like well past that. I haven't been reading them. I'm curious because they existed on a death world, like a corrupted chaos world as well. So I'm wondering, and if they only existed on Caliban, so there's no mention of them anywhere else besides the Caliban and the Rock. The Caliban was a chaos corrupted death world, so I don't know. Oh, it's interesting. It'd be interesting to find out. And that's the one with the Mantis Warriors, right? And, crap, what was the chapter master's name? Starts with an H. Yeah, I think that the plot of the Badab War, like, it was super interesting. Just like the overall, like, plot is like, hey, I'm trying to run things competently here. But you aren't letting me, and then, you know, war breaks out. So, good old grimdark Imperium. Huron, okay. That's right. I get him and, was it Hansu mixed up? But Hansu, I think he's the Imperial Fist, Iron Warrior, right? He's the Iron Warrior with the Imperial Fist gene seed. I think he's called like Half-Breed or something. Yeah, yeah. I knew he was Astral Claws. Yeah, I think Hansu is the he's an Iron Warrior's Warsmith. But he's got Imperial Fist gene seed in him, so you know he's really not liked by the other Iron Warriors. He made an appearance in Storm of Iron, which is one of my favorite 40k novels. Storm of Iron, which is fantastic. I mean, I don't know about reasonable. He's, I don't know. I think he's the one that appears in the, Ultramarines Omnibus, right? Yeah, he's an Iron Warriors Space Marine with, Imperial Fist gene seed. I'm pretty sure that's him. Again, it's been a little while since I've delved into the lore. Might be a little rusty.
Almost dropped a water bottle.
Whew. Yeah, it's a little bit older lore. So what, Storm Iron came out like early 2000s, right? There's still a couple series that I need to read. Like, I haven't read, like, Gaunt's Ghost. I've read some of them. I haven't read the entire thing. And then, like, Ravener and Eisenhorn. I need to finish those as well. I feel like Iron Fist are the more reasonable chapters. They're one of the few that actually have all their successor chapters get together and they have like that competition every now and then. I think it's a nice touch. The shark chapter, I can never say the name right. It's like with Chacarodons. They need therapy. And the Angel's Viridian? Is that the Blood Angel successor that harvests blood? Like in a factory? Is it Viridian or Vermilion? Angel something, I thought. Yeah, I still need to read it. I used to buy my books at like Barnes & Noble when I was younger. Because our local bookshop went out of business and I didn't have internet, so. And I usually bought the omnibuses, omnibuy. And I never saw like Ravener, Eisenhorn, omnibuses, omnibuy. I don't know what the plural is for that. So it was all like Space Marine stuff. Space Wolves Omnibus, 1 and 2. Vampire Wars Omnibus, I think is what it's called, from Fantasy. That's also really good. Well, I didn't really care for the last book as much. Oh no, I am too, trust me. It's all easily Googleable, but I can't do it while I'm playing. But yeah, I'm pulling stuff off memory as well. I'm definitely a little rusty, because for the past few years I haven't read any of it. It's all been focused on school. Don't do any recreational reading while I'm in school, because I do enough reading for school. Though I could be reading during the summer, while I'm not actually taking classes. But I should be reading for my senior thesis seminar. They call it different things depending on the school. I think ours calls it like a senior seminar or something. Or symposium, I don't remember. So I've fallen really far behind because I was trying to limit myself just to the Horus Heresy books, expecting it to wrap up quickly, and then it didn't. It's still going. But I'll probably dive back into that and try and finish that off once I graduate. There have been some really good Horus Heresy books, like the first 3, False Gods, Galaxy in Flames, and Horus Rising were great. I love those. I liked Fulgrim. Fulgrim is really good. I enjoyed the first Dark Angels book. Shoot. Some of the short story ones were okay. Like the compilation ones. But really, the first 3, like if you had to read any, like, I guess 40k stuff, well, I guess it's 30k, but definitely the first 3 Horus Heresy books. And then Fulgrim. Fulgrim's also just a good like thing for your buck, 'cause it's a, I think it's the longest of the Horus Heresy books. I remember, like, it's on my shelf now. I can go look at it. Out of the ones that I have, I think it's the longest one. Plus the characters in Fulgrim are really well done. Crap, what's his name? Starts with a T. Oh, I don't remember his name. Tarkin. Is it Tarkin? I think it's Tarkin. Just almost killed him before he clawed out of the ground. In another 40k news, Dark Tide got delayed till spring of next year, which I'm fine with, because I wanted to get some more time in with Vermintide 2 before I made the transition to Dark Tide. Really excited about that. Fat Shark makes... I really enjoy Fat Shark's games. Most of all, just Vermintide 1 and 2. that's all I've played. Which I've thought about streaming. I've tried streaming it before, but for some reason, no matter what settings I change, it always, like, it's super choppy. The output, not for me. Like, it runs fine for me, but the stream and or the recording just comes out super choppy. And I've changed every setting I could think of. To no avail. Take care of these guys first. Still taking a beating. Guy first. There we go. I think that's who's doing the most damage to me. I leveled up. I wasn't paying any attention to my experience. Alright. First things first, strength and dexterity. And then here, we want to put, I guess, 1 point into this, then 2 into this. So 10% chance to use reckless offense. Cool. Time to kill him? Jeez. He's the sorcerer variant. It's not like he's the general variant, which should be tankier. Alright, well, I think this is the last tomb to go through. Pretty sure we clear out the rest of the Valley of the Kings. Which I think we fight the Telkeen in here. Then they open up that last gate, then we set sail to the Orient. What is Silver Heart? Let's see. Increased cold, frostburn, lightning, electrical damage, lightning resistance, poison resistance, and 100%, or sorry, 100 less damage from undead and from demons. It's a little weird to me. And the specific resistances, just not a fan of them. I mean, they don't hurt to have. You know, just tack them on the end of another list of effects to make an item just a little more appealing. But, I guess it would work really well in this area. We're fighting nothing but undead and demons. So I'm supposed to pop my banner first, so I spend less mana on my summons. Alright, didn't drop anything good. Alright, another chapter complete, or act. Whatever. Whoops. Who did I need to talk to?
Your inventory is full.
Oh, there he is.
You defeated the Telkeen?
Oh, we got the Scepter of Eternity. I'm sure I'll use that. Oh, never mind, that's a quest item. Hey. Just checking out my inventory? You jerk. I was AFK, man. Miss a quest? No, I don't think so. If it was a grayed out exclamation point, it means I've already done the quest.
There, like what we do now.
That's just telling me where to go. I've already got all the quests. Pretty sure I did all of them. Like this one I've already done.
Truly, these are...
I thought the enemy's difficulty really ramped up as soon as we went through that gate. The rest of Act 2 wasn't so bad. No Chakram of the Moon. We just found one of those. Let's try to oh wow. I'm pretty sure this just takes us to the end of the act, right? Oh, I think we have one more boss fight. Also, we have a whole nother cave to go through. I thought we sailed to Babylon. Pretty sure we did. Yeah, you have to like teleport to it at least. You can't just walk to eject. We're getting a ton of experience since we leveled up. I mean, compared to normal experience gain. I guess because we did find those two experience shrines, but still. It's like it's moving along nicely. I'm surprised how smoothly this legendary run is going. So I feel like this build isn't very optimized. And besides the occasional death here or there, mostly because I overestimate myself. Or I just refuse to use my abilities because I'm afraid of the cooldowns. It's not too bad. Okay, this poison archer first. Still have a lot of poison resist. Oh shoot! I saw that boss guy too late, and by the time I saw him, I was like, oh, maybe I can heal off of him, and then the archers I think killed me. Oh, don't be ludicrous. I mean, most of the builds I enjoy in this game are mostly left-clicking. There's not a lot of caster stuff that I like, because I'm not, I don't play casters. But they do have a spellcasting variant of a dual-wield guy, which is half of what I'm playing. Now, I could focus more on this and get like another elemental mastery, like Earth or something. Supposedly that does really well. Oh, there's another Poison Archer back here that I didn't see. That would do it. I wouldn't be adverse to doing like a summoner build either. That used to be my go-to like build or classes. But that's even, you do even less than left click in that. You summon and let your creations take care of everything. Which if I do decide to go with the Diablo 2 Resurrected, then I'll probably be playing a Necromancer, a Summon Necro. Back to my roots. So all you need are, is it Skeletal Mastery, I think is the name of the ability that improves your skeletons. Iron Maiden. Your Clay Golem and some skeletons. And you're all set. Super simple build. I just had fun with it. Then for Duriel, all you need is a Clay Golem and Iron Maiden and you're set. And some mana potions. Yeah, well, I might get Resurrected when it comes out. If I can get over my disdain of Activision and Blizzard right now. We'll see. I don't know, the nostalgia of Diablo 2 is probably going to overwhelm my wallet morality. Because I do love me some Diablo 2. I mean, that was most of my childhood. Most of my early teens. Still have my discs. Sork was fun. I always enjoyed the Ice Sork. Was it Ice Spear? Was it? Shoot. I remember what her ability was called. She shoots out like that spear that shoots like icicles everywhere. I didn't play her a whole lot. Druid is actually my favorite class. But Necro was the first one that I played. I also enjoyed Paladin and Barbarian, of course. I only ever played one Amazon, which I had fun with. But I only got her to like level 34 or something. And I stopped playing her. I didn't like the Assassin at all. Actually, I think the Assassin was the only one that I didn't enjoy playing. Though the combo system was pretty cool. Druids are really good. Well, they could be good. I don't know. I played a Hurricane Druid. Not optimal, but it was fun. I did melee, ran into the fray with my Hurricane, and just froze everything, killed him, and hit him with a big maul. Werewolf was pretty good. And Summon was actually, it was really powerful solo. Because unlike the Necro, you didn't need bodies to summon, so you could just keep, summoning wolves and tanking Diablo, kiting him around. And then, oh, I forgot what I was gonna say. Happens a lot. And I wish the werebear was a little bit more viable, because like one of his primary damage types was fire. There's a lot of immune to fire and hell, so he fell off really hard in Act 4. Because Fire Claw just isn't very viable in hell. There's workarounds, but also didn't have the speed of the werewolf, and the speed of the werewolf was one of its biggest like selling points. Yeah, and that's actually what got me interested in Diablo 4, was seeing the werebear form. How about the fire? Do I have a piece of the Firewalker set? I think I found it somewhere. Alright, how does it compare to this? Less armor, plus 2 to stone skin and molten rock. I don't use those. Yeah, not swapping that out. A lot of the druid's skills look cool. Hurricane, Fisher. The druid, I think, just was one of the coolest characters. That's why I liked him, not because he was optimal. I wasn't. Yeah, I played when I was in middle school. I wasn't really.
There is no time to spare.
I wasn't concerned with optimization. I'm more of a rule of cool guy. All right, well, let's go do it for the stream. We made it to Act 3. So we'll proceed through this in the next one, and just keep on trekking. We have Act 3, Act 4, and Act 5 in Atlantis to take care of. We knocked out 2 over the course of, what, 5 streams? That's a pretty good time. So, either way, I hope you guys enjoyed it. Stay safe, stay classy, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. But for now, take care. I've got things to do.